Hi everyone, it's Allison from Fathom 5 Tarot, and I'm just here with a little update and with some thoughts about what's been going on in the world. Again, I've been gone for a while. 2018's been a real struggle for me in terms of inspiration and motivation to make videos. It's just been, COVID, pandemic, madness. But I've been thinking about you guys a lot, and I have missed you, and I have some things to say today. So first of all, you'll notice I've slightly changed my channel name, and it's such a ridiculous reason. Well, no, it's a good reason, really. So I am Fathom 5 Tarot, and I did make a video about why I chose that name. It means a lot to me. So I'm keeping it. But I like to participate in Facebook Lives, and I've noticed, and I'm like everybody, when somebody acknowledges my comment or says I've made a good point, here we go, cat, 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 um, uh, then I love it. I love it. But it's really hard for people to say Fathom 5 Tarot when they're in a Facebook Live because it's a tongue twister, which it's not when you're not under pressure to deal with 1,000 comments, but I see people really struggling with it. So I just recently decided to join 2010 and make an Instagram account. I'm not much of a photo person. I mean, I love taking photos, but I don't think I'm very good at it. And people's, the tarot Instagram is just like glorious and aspirational, and I love it, but I'm not that kind of person. But I thought I have insights, and there's a lot of tarot action on Instagram, so I decided to step straight into the 2010s and get on there. So, and under there, I'm Allie period Sailor. So if you're interested in my Instagram tarot thoughts, it's about other things too. I like to make jokes. I like to be political. So if you don't like that, maybe don't go. I like fun, pretty things. So whatever. That's where I am. So Allie period Sailor, and then here I'm going to be Allie Sailor colon Fathom 5 Tarot, so that people can just call me Allie on these things and then be done with it. So we'll see. Again, I'm such a loser on all social media. So is that a good idea? Anyway, but what I'm really here to talk about, besides the name change, is an experience that I had. So where I am, the weather has been amazing for November. Like just hot almost. I've been pulling out my summer dresses, which I love, and going out for long walks and hikes every day and going out to the park. So I actually rescheduled a couple of readings that I was doing locally that I was going to do over Zoom or and just take a photo and then write up my reading. I rescheduled them to meet in the park for whoever could so that we could be outside and just breathe the air and feel the ground. And oh, it's amazing. I had this amazing afternoon of readings. And this was on yesterday? No, 2 days ago, Saturday. So it was right after the American election had actually officially been called by most, if not all, of the major media outlets. And so I thought what happened was really interesting. So again, if you don't like politics talk, then it's mostly tarot talk, but here we go. So I live in Canada, but I did live in the States for a year. I lived in Maryland, and I adored it. I love the United States of America. I have so many friends down there. I love the people. It's the greatest place to travel. Well, I mean, I love to travel everywhere, don't get me wrong, but for a long time when I had to go there for work, which was actually fairly regularly, if I could, I would take extra time off and pack my tent and rent a car and just go for an extra week just so I could explore. I explored Washington this way, and Oregon this way, and California this way, and New Mexico, and Texas, and North Carolina, and South Carolina, a bunch of places. I just take my tent and a sleeping pad and just throw it in the trunk of a rental car and book around. Because in the States, you can get a campsite just like there's never a place where you can't find a place to stay. So it's awesome. And it's super cheap. And then you just go out and explore during the day, and you sleep in your tent at night, and you pack it up the next morning just on a car campsite. It's awesome. So, and then also, the United States is our largest trading partner. We share the world's longest international border with the United States, and they have been up until the last 4 years our greatest political ally. And there's been a lot of, I hate the friction between Canada and the US that has happened over the last 4 years. So I was very happy with the outcome. And I'm sorry if you weren't. That sucks. I remember in 2016 how unhappy I was with the outcome, and it's the worst. So I do, I do empathize, I suppose, with that position. But what happened at my readings, so I had, and my readings, of course, are totally private. I'm just going to show some cards from them, but you won't know which reading they were from. If 3 different people, they chose 3 different decks. I took a whack load of decks out, and so all the decks chosen were different by them. But it was just nonstop wands, like wands as long as the day is long. It was so cool. But over the course of the readings, and I actually wrote a post about this on Instagram, and I asked their permission to just take a photo of the spread and not talk about my reading and just talk about wands in general, which is what I'm going to do today. And I thought, because everybody likes to see cards, so I'm going to show the 3 decks that got chosen on Saturday by 3 of my clients were the Anima Mundi Tarot by, I'm so sorry, I do this every time because I mispronounce her name. Drop the box. So good. Megan Wyreweden, Wyreweden, This is an Etsy deck, and I adore it. There's just one example. I'll just randomly show cards as we go, but then the other was the Pagan Otherworlds, which I also love because I think that these 2 decks come from the same type of seed of inspiration in their art style. So I really love that. And also, this is my favorite deck for this time of year. The colors, the art style, this sort of, it's getting so dark so early now where I am. So I love that. And then my gorgeous, adored Naked Heart Tarot by Jillian C. Wild. Oh, sorry. Pagan Otherworlds is an USI deck, UUSI. You can get it directly from their website. And they have a bunch of other decks. And then The Naked Heart by Jillian C. Wild. And so what happened was, I'm just going to randomly pull up wand cards while I talk. So in the first reading, I was like, wow, you have a lot of wands. And I always take a photo of the reading so that I could, or the spread so that I can send it out. And then the same thing happened in the next reading. And I was like, interesting. Coincidence? Nope. Third reading. Wandity, wand. And it just really struck me that this is really prescient on that day where things are going to change in a country that I love but don't live in. Because wands, this creative fire, this spark, sorry, I don't know if you can hear that, my dishwasher just finished, is going to be so important as we move forward. First of all, this was a tremendous, passionate, unbelievably difficult election that took a lot of fire and a lot of passion from a lot of people to have the outcome come the way it did. I know people were phone banking, people made donations, people went door to door on both sides, and I'm not going to do that both sides nonsense. But I mean, this election did create a lot of these passionate feelings, for better or for worse. Because remember too, as we move forward, fire is also destructive. And I think this path forward by everyone has to be taken a bit cautiously, because there's a lot of potential for destruction between now and January, and even just within the people who care so much about the outcome of the election, including myself. Again, even though I don't live there, I have family members who do, and who voted in a way that I would not have voted, and in a way that is very surprising, and that I have to think about that, the rebuilding of those relationships. And so there's just that sort of element, but also this creative spark. Like, how do we go forward? The world is a different place than it was 4 years ago for lots of reasons. And those things I see in the States, are happening in Canada too. Not to the same extent. We currently have a liberal, progressive prime minister, but a lot of the provinces have much more conservative and much more restricting provincial leaders, premiers, and we have a very porous border culturally. That border is a sieve, and there are a lot of Trump supporters here, a lot of supporters of some of Trump's ways of thinking, some of his policies, and we're gonna have to be really, really creative in how we move forward in a way that is going to try and unite a nation. On a micro level, for yourself, I feel like a lot of people's passions have gotten pushed to the side for a number of reasons. Mine has in this pandemic year. I have used the cards a lot for myself, but I've found it hard to reach out with them. I'm so thankful to the clients that I had on Saturday who have sort of hung with me as I've struggled to regain balance in my life, in my work, and who've been willing to wait for me to do that. I'm so, so, so grateful. But I feel like now this is an energy I can pick up and run with a little bit more, because I'm more used to the pandemic now. My workplace has adjusted. I'm used to that. And it's time to stop foregrounding all of the crisis if I can and start looking inwards, like, where is that fire? Where is that spark? And what am I going to do with it? How do I want to use it and take advantage of it? It's never gone away, but I need a little bit of a reminder. So that's a real ramble. I hope that it touched or resonates with somebody out there. Anyway, I love the wands, and it's funny because I would not. Before Saturday, I would have said that the wands is if I had to rank the suits in terms of ones that really speak to me, the wands would have probably been at the bottom of the list, actually. But not anymore. And let's all think about our wand energy and what we're going to do with it. Anyway, oh, sorry. Cats are fighting. I have new cats. We got them because our cat died, and one of our cats died, and we wanted our other cat to not be lonely. It's a nightmare. They hate her. Shut up. Anyway, I gotta go. So, what a ramble. Sorry, I'm back. And have a great one day. Find your passion. Do your passion. I can't wait to see more of you. Have a great day.